Greetings and welcome to Smartwatch Ticks. It's an exciting day here. We have a new package to unwrap. Yes, we do. And something fun to show you. But there is something that, well, I don't think you're going to be really happy with me about, but we'll get to that, okay? Let's take a look at this. Wi-Fi, 3G, Apple-looking smartwatch. What have we here? Whoa, okay. Well, let's get into it. Why? I know you're sitting there going, why am I not going to be happy? You better tell me now. I will in just a second, once we open it up and show you the Chinese manual. Oh, look at this. The watch. Oh my goodness. In a nice little plastic bag. Let's see if we can open that up. Pull it out. Wow, it's really well wrapped. Oh, there we go. Whoa, a brown band. Nice, shiny. Look at the speaker. Wow, that's like a port. That's not a button. One button on the side. What are we looking at? I'll show you. We are looking at, from Gearbest, the TenFifteen QW08 smartwatch phone. This is a golden one. It's an Android 4.4. It's an Android watch in an Apple format, and it has all these things in it. Specifications include the Android 4.4, 1.2 gigahertz processor, 512 megabytes of RAM with 4 gigabytes total memory installed, and more and more and more. It's got its own camera built into it, a SIM card slot so that you can use it for making phone calls, of course, as a standalone phone, video, languages, and additional features, all these things. So why are you not going to be happy? Well, you might have missed one specification on here that was overlooked. This one. Right now, unless things change, they don't have it, and they're not going to get it. So what I'm about to show you might whet your appetite, but Gearbest isn't going to be able to satisfy that craving. Because of that, I did a little bit of work with Gearbest, going, come on, I got to do the review. You sent me the watch. Well, we came up with this other one here. It's called the G-Move GW05, also Android 4.4, also very similar specs, same RAM, ROM, all this kind of stuff, the connectivity. It has Bluetooth 3. The other one said it had Bluetooth 4. SIM card support. It's got the camera. Everything is on it. In fact, here's what they look like together. I'm showing you this before we really get into it, just so, you know, if you want to skip the video, you can. This is the one we're going to review. This is the one that I don't have, but is available if you like this kind of a form factor. One difference, other than the way they, the overall look of these being the same, basically, like an Apple Watch in essence, a little bit bigger than an Apple Watch. This one has the camera front-facing on the GW08. On the GW05, if you take a look at that picture, it's got the button on the side and the camera here looking off to the side. But if you're not really into the camera, but you like the idea of having an Android watch in this Apple format that you can put all the Play Store apps and things on. Oh, wow, look at that. It's peeling. I never had one come in that was sunburned. I wonder if this has been down in Puerto Rico or something. Oh, wow. Wow. I took that little cover off already. You saw that. All right. This is why I don't do these all ahead of time and get it all polished and professional. I hope it's somewhat professional. But I like us to discover together. So the disappointing thing is this is not available. So let's take a look at it anyway, right? What the heck? You like watches? So do I. Let's open up the box. What have we got? I got a bag with a battery. It's either the battery or an extra battery. It's a 480 milliamp hour battery. That's a lot for that tiny size. Okay, and it's for the model QW08. It's specifically made for this watch. There's a screen protector down in there that I'd never use those kind of things. And it's got a standard USB connection, which means that's what goes in here. We open that up, plug that straight in. So no need for a dock or one of those special things on the bottom, you know, with the connectors. Also, when you look at the bottom, you notice there's no heart rate sensor on this one, so we're not going to be doing the heart rate thing. It's got a snap kind of a band. That's interesting design. And my presumption is that there's a little thing right here that we can open the back and check out if we need to put the battery in it. Oh, yeah, that's in there tight. One more try. Got it. Okay, I'm covering my IMEI number, at least I think that's what it is. So with the back off, you can see the battery will slip right in here. The 3 connectors are this way. Oh, okay, it goes in like that and down. Okay, so we have the battery in. I'll put the cover back on, charge it up, and we'll turn it on, see what it does. Oh, I forgot the manual. The manual is in Chinese. The manual is totally in Chinese. Wow. Okay, we don't have an English manual. Nothing else in the box. In that case, we'll kind of guess from the pictures. I'll show it to you anyway, and most likely from the pictures you can figure some stuff out. If not, hold your, download the Google Translator and then freeze frame this on your YouTube and bring your phone up in camera mode in Google Translate and aim it here, and it maybe will translate it for you. There's a QR code. That should be universal to download the associated app. I recognize that person and the word FunFit. Okay, this is the tethering app FunFit that will work with this particular watch. What about this side? A few more little goodies. All right, it's a little more familiar than we thought at first blush. Maybe the reason why it's not continued anymore is because it doesn't have an English manual to go out with it. Who knows? Anyway, let's turn it on. Let's see what happens. Fun OS. All right. That's a good start. What can we tell you about it? Oh, it's got an interesting... Wow, look at that interesting start. Whoa. Whoa, okay. Oh, it just did a little vibration. Android Fun OS. Boom! And right into the flapping butterfly. Very cool. It's got a... What I guess it's like a rubber band on it that obviously you can't take out, but it looks like the Apple kind of design, doesn't it? Like it would slide in and out. They call this gold, but honestly it's copper. Everything about it looks like copper to me. If I were to put this on, oh, I got speckles all over me from somewhere. I would hook this down like that, then bring this over like that, then I presume press it in like that, and then I'd have the watch. So on my arm, which is I guess about average for a guy, it looks just about right. This might look a little large on a smaller wrist, but not too terribly different. You can see the outline. Maybe we get a different watch face. You can see that it's inside of a pretty large bezel all the way around, or black area that contains it. Let's see what happens if we press and hold. Do we get our watch faces? Sure do. Oh, there's another butterfly. Okay. I've seen these before a long time ago. I think we did a watch review that was sort of like an Apple Watch that had this these different watch faces in it. And there's a simple plain analog one. Oh, that looks familiar. This is one, gosh, from way back. Wow. But this is a relatively new watch. Huh, okay. I think that says Sinware down here underneath. Okay, we have round watches, watch faces on a square watch. Kind of awkward, but it, I guess, flies. Here's another one. Again, we've got date and time, analog and digital supported here. Not sure about downloading watch faces to this watch or not. We'll have to explore that later. Another round one. It's got quite a few watch faces built into it. This one's kind of soft, so it would work pretty nicely for nighttime use. And again, the QW08 that we're looking at here has these watch faces. I'm not sure at all what would come if you were to pick up the GW05. Here we've got one. I don't see the gears actually turning on this, though. Oh, yeah, they are. If you look real carefully, see that little one right there is turning. So the clock engine is more sophisticated than just the basic stuff. Here's another one. Sorry, I didn't know there were so many watch faces. I thought we'd just do a couple and then get into the watch itself. But it's YouTube. So if you don't want these watch, don't want to sit through all of this, just scoot it up ahead and we'll get to a point where we'll actually look at what's inside the watch. The snap-on, that's a common one. That's shown up on a lot of them. And actually, the copper gold highlights look really nice on this particular watch, too. The little snowman. Aren't these the watch faces we saw in those original, like the number one D5 watches? They sure look familiar. And they look old, honestly. They look really old. They look like they've been around forever. Yeah, but they're good ones. That battery looks full, so I guess I got a full charge. Can't really tell. Haven't set the date or time, haven't put it on Wi-Fi or anything, so we're looking at just what it is as it came out of the box. Dang, there's a lot of watch faces here. Wow, it just keeps going. All right, there's a reading. We have 52%. I didn't actually charge it up when I said I was going to. I just continued on because I forgot the manual, and turning it on, it looks like it's working anyway, so we may as well just keep moving through the review, huh? Wow, more and more. Okay, yeah, that's another one that dates way back to the XDA Developers Forum on these watch faces, which is still out there, and there's still a whole bunch of faces from the past that if you like some of these, you probably can go online there and download it. Remind me, I'll try to put a link in the show notes to the XDA Developers Forum for the D5 watch faces. It's actually a blue, very soft, hard to see, but there's a blue background on that one. And of course, there's lots and lots of other watch faces out there. And my guess is, looking at these, because they're running fine on this watch, that all of the custom watch faces that we've seen in the past should be able to run smoothly on here, if they're the kind that run with the Finau and the number one watch company watches, of which this is not. This is a completely standalone TenFifteen QW08. You know what? I'm just going to move on. Oh, good. That's the last one. I was going to say, this is going to take too long. We got to get on with this. Oh, I was wrong. I'm back again after finishing this review, and I'm sticking this little piece in here to tell you that you cannot install custom watch faces. At least I haven't found out a way to do it. And I started on the butterfly, but that wasn't the very first one. It actually brings up the butterfly, but there's more custom watch faces off to the left. So let's look at those. And I'll tell you that when you put in the clock skin folder and you use the process and technique that you would with a regular number one or FINOW type watches, it doesn't work. If you instead use the method with the KW08, which uses a slightly different way of doing it, that looks nice. You know, these have been on the, what was it, the FINOW Q3? Is that it? The rectangular one? I think that's where I've seen these before. These square ones. Anyway, none of the methods that I know of to allow you to install custom watch faces so far seem to be working on this watch. So what I just said a moment ago about it probably working is not right. And we have just a few more, way more than I thought would be on here. Again, you can go ahead and go back, scoot forward if you want to just get into the listing, but we're almost done with all the custom or the stock watch faces. These are the ones that are designed really for square watches. So they've got some for square, some for circle, some that look like the ones you'd find on an Apple watch. A good portfolio for everybody. And they work really nicely. And they go on and on. Wow. Okay, there's another round one. Hopefully, if it is possible to put custom watch faces in here, we'll figure that out. I'm pretty sure that's the very first one, right? Yep. All right, that's it. So if I slide down, that looks familiar, doesn't it? We just did a review on the number one D7, right? The D7 has this. The Fun OS thing with the little thing that you can, Bluetooth is off. Yeah. And it says it's going to close in 3 seconds. And it shows you if you have your Wi-Fi on or the SIM card in it and the time and the amount of battery. And if you go this way, you got this thing where you can make it vibrate only or volume, that you can set the ring volume right here, or goes totally silent mode. You have the different brightness levels. There's totally dim, 1, 2, 3, 4, full bright, 5, okay, 1. What looks good? 3, let's try 3 here. And then settings. Yeah, this looks similar. Okay, not exactly the same, because I think the D7 started out with your internet, which would be your Wi-Fi. But right here, you can turn on Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, power saving, wireless network, your date and time setting, language and inputs. This is where I can show you at least what languages we have here installed with the watch for our international viewers. Well, scooping fast. Okay, it's got quite a few. Whoa, yeah, whoa, sorry, gang. It's a real sensitive screen, which is nice. I like that. Better to be quick than sluggish. All right. I know not all of this interests everyone, but those of you who this does interest a lot need to see this, right? United States, I'm going to put it on. And do we swipe down or over? Over, okay. We have the sound. This is where we can adjust all the volume levels and change your ringtones and stuff. Coming in here should let us hear it, how loud it is. Very loud. Speakers right there. Loud, really loud. Wow, surprisingly loud. Oh, I'm very impressed with that. Okay. And of course, the complete selection of all the different ringtones and things. Whatever you'd like. That is loud. That's louder than my phone. Oh, I'm excited. If they only had it in stock. Okay, that's ringtones. That's sound display. Here's where we do our brightness and our sleep. I'm going to raise it up to 30 minutes. And the font size. So that's all common stuff. Applications Manager. Oh, This is where I guess you could uninstall the apps, and it comes pre-installed with Facebook, WhatsApp, and Tweetcaster Pro for Twitter. Security, if you wanted to put a password screen lock on here, and you can turn on unknown sources so you can install your apps either side loading from your computer or from third party. Verify apps, all sorts of other stuff. Apps permission. Backup and reset, and about the watch. And in here we see the storage space. There we go. What have we got? Gross storage is 4 gigabytes. System space takes 2.73. Internal storage 1.27, leaving 1.12 gigabytes for you to install apps and things. Not a lot. So you're going to have to be somewhat conservative because it's overall only a 4 gigabyte watch. Like to see this in 8. It'd be really awesome in 16. But that's what we've got for storage. Here's where we do the wireless update if we're online. And here's our information. It's called the QW, which is really the QW08. The kernel information, Friday, December 23rd, 2016, is the latest firmware. And there's the build number. So if you get one, you can check to see if it's newer than that, or you can try the automatic update to see if you can make it update. So we went down, we got into that from there. You go to the left, and here's our notifications panel. Go to the right, here's your step count. Here's the calling stuff. And there's weather if we're online, and hook it up, and hopefully it will work, and you can have the weather in your area. And that's it on this level. Right? And then you come down there, and that's it there. You can't go anywhere. So those are all the things you can do, and then you tap on it to get into the apps. Yeah, this really does look like it's the implementation of the firmware that's running on the number 1 D7 that we have running on here. Tracker is your step count tracking information. The clock is where you do your alarms, a stopwatch, and a timer. Settings we just went through, that's all of those different settings. Much more responsive than most watch. FunFit is where you scan this and download the FunFit app. That's what you're going to use for tethering. Once again, for those of you who don't know, it's an Android watch, which means it's a standalone watch. You have to put a SIM card in it to make phone calls. You're not going to be able, even with scanning this in your phone beside you, you're not going to be able to make phone calls from your watch through your phone. You have to have a tethering watch. Why can't you do that? Nobody knows. But nobody has yet made an Android watch with tethering for phone calls. So we're all waiting for that. Communications Center is where you have your contacts, if you have any. You can set all that stuff up. And usually when you log into your Google account, the Google contacts will appear here automatically anyway. Just cause. Messaging and phone, which gets you right into just a basic dialer. Wow, it actually makes the tones. And it says no SIM card. But that's our communication section. Then you have your sleep, which is your sedentary sleep monitor built into an Android watch. That's not something we normally see. We saw that on the D7. We're seeing it here. You start it somewhere, and it'll track your overall sleep time. Pretty cool. There you go. That's where you would begin sleep mode. Then you've got the audio center, where you have a sound recorder and a music player. The sound recorder lets us do this. We are taking a look at the TenFifteen QW08 smartwatch phone, Android 4.4. Stop it. Save it. Guess I could have just played it from there, but I can come back here and play it here.
We are taking a look at the TenFifteen QW08 smartwatch phone, Android 4.4.
Folks, that is the best sound recorder I've heard yet. That is crisp, it's loud, it's present, it's a keeper. Most of the time, as you've seen, I have to kind of hold it way up here and you still can't hear it. Wow, very impressed. Music would play the music that's on the watch, I presume. You have two different ways, the stuff that's on the watch and the stuff that's in your phone through tethering, but that's a different area. Here's the camera. We'll come back to that when I take it off my arm. Here's your health reminders for sedentary and water, which is really just repeating countdown timers so that you can remind yourself when you need to, move around or drink water. The tools is where we have a calculator, which is just a basic but color calculator. And it's a nice, vivid, easy to read one in white against black, so it should work in bright sunlight. Very nice. Calendar is your basic little calendar. We've seen that before. Not much new here, and you can't go into any individual day and do anything. And then you got a browser. If you're on the internet, it'll let you basically browse. That's the tools. The weather, if you're connected, will allow you to go in and update the weather. Where were we? Weather. Remote control. Here's a remote music player. The actual Bluetooth where you turn it on and connect it up. And find your phone, makes it vibrate. And wow. Lock the phone, which is an interesting new feature we saw on the D7, that you can set it up and tap that button and it will lock your phone. So if you've been working on your phone and you're just going to set it down or shove it in your pocket, you can lock it right from your watch. And we've got the remote camera. So you tap that one and it will turn your phone's camera on, and then you can take a picture from the watch of whatever your phone is looking at. And that's all the features there. Whoa. It looks like it goes back to the top each time you leave completely. Tools, weather, remote. This is managing your stuff. These are your downloads. If you have any, they will show up here. And here's your file manager. And here's another way to see how much memory you have available. It shows you that we have 1.23 gigabytes left of 1.27, so they've given you as much as they can. You go into there, and that's where you would see all of your different folders, including, if you make one, the folder called Clock Skin. Clock Skin, which is where you would drag the watch faces into the custom-made watch faces if you want those to show up on this watch. Now, we go into multimedia. We have a picture gallery. If we have any images, they show up here. Looks like there's a video on here. Uh-oh. Wow. I love it. I love having these demo watches. You never know what you're going to get. That was showed up in the gallery, but it's also over here in the video. So the Multimedia Center. Your watch may not have that, or it may. I don't know. Hopefully, when it comes back in stock. Style is how it's going to look. You have grid or you have list. It looks like, up here you touch it. Okay, and you see they'll all be sorted either according to a grid or a list. We've been in grid, so let's stick with that. There's the Google Play Store. Yes, you can log in, download all your apps directly from the Google Play Store as soon as you're on the internet. There's voice search in here, Facebook. There's the Twitter app, and there's the WhatsApp. And of course, you hit the recent apps, and you can delete these individually, or you can close all and get yourself out of your apps. And those are the installed apps in the TenFifteen QW08. So we have to do the camera yet. Let's bring that one up and show you a little bit about what that will do. Camera. It's a front-facing camera. Now you see me. Hi. I totally forgot. Yeah, it's right there. Wow. All right. Hi, everybody. I'm recording video, and it looks relatively clean. It's a nice video. God, did you see? I just got a haircut today. It was like really long. Okay, I did a nice job. I didn't even bother to look in the mirror. Let's see how this sounds. Saving it. There it is. And let's play it.
I'm recording video, and it looks relatively clean. It's a nice video. God, did you see? I just got a haircut today. It was like really long. Nice job. I didn't even bother to look in the mirror. Let's see how this sounds.
Wow. I think I found a new best friend. This is nice. I wish it had more memory. It would be nice if it had a TF card. It has removable batteries, so perhaps you could get extra batteries if you needed to. I don't know what its battery life is like, but the fact that it's so easy to pop the case off and put in a new one makes it as a possibility to stock up on 2 or 3 batteries and have a good long life out of this thing. Front-facing camera, loud audio, microphone is right there. You plug in and charge right from the side. It is not, I can tell you right off, waterproof. It's maybe sweat-proof because there's no connectors or anything on the back that touches your arm. But water could definitely get in through the side or through here or here, most likely. Splash-proof is probably it. Wow, I don't know what else to tell you other than it's not available, at least not yet. Where's my name sheet? I sure hope we can get it back for you from Gearbest, the TenFifteen QW08, but it's out of stock right now, and they told me after they sent the sample out that they don't have it anymore. It might be just another run of the production. So keep checking back. If it is available, definitely I will have it in the show notes for you. In the meantime, if you like this kind of a platform, the Apple-like size shape of a watch, they do have right now the G-Move GW05. It's going to be between June 5th and 13th that it would ship, but you can order it right now. And I have the link in the show notes for you for this one. I don't know if it's the same operating system. We just have the specs that look like they match really, really close, except for the camera being on the side. So you take your chances on that one. I don't have a review copy for you, but it is full-on Android watch. And it's in a nice size shape. Looks like it uses the same kind of a band. Everything else is pretty much the same. So good chance it'll be very much like the GW08. All right, so sorry that we don't have a GW08 available for you, but we did a review of it anyway. All right, thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.